Hello friends. In previous lecture we have learned about the some correspondence with the government department, and we have learned the letters for the same also. In previous lecture we have learned about the conversation, or you can say the correspondence with the government department, and we have learned uh, two letters for the same also, that is of the Jagrati Shikshan Sankul, who are demanding that they want details of the outstation call from their regular numbers. So they want to keep their records. So they demanded for the same. And the previous letter of that particular letter is of the uh, complaining about the non-delivery of the parcel at the register office of the company. So these two letters we have learned about, and now we are going to start some another letters to for the same. Draft a request letter to the telephone company to obtain a parallel connection on the same telephone number. See friends, here we have a word, a parallel connection. Parallel connection, that means a same connection, or you can say in a intercom facility. You are very well aware about the intercom facility, where from dialing one number you will get the whole department ringing. So what is the main difference between the uh, parallel connection as well as a single connection? That is, of the single connections you will get direct to only one telephone, but for the same, in a parallel connection, you are dialing a particular number. At that time you will ring by the whole department where the telephonic facilities are available. So parallel connection means the intercom facility. Draft a request letter to telephone company to obtain a parallel connection on the same telephone number. Same telephone number, they want parallel connection. Here writer, as a writer, you have to write a particular company's name instead of a person name. So here the writer is the Sarthi Business House, GIDC Road, Vapi. Here you can write the address of the company at the right hand side also. It is not necessary that you write that particular that particular business address at the center, and it is very odd situation, you can say that. Phone number, email ID. 2nd September 2017 is the date of the letter. Next one is the receiver of the letter is the administrative officer, BSNL. Instead of writing in short BSNL, you have to write the whole name, that is of the Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited. So make it correction in your textbook, and it is very simple thing that you have to keep in mind. Okay, so instead of writing short form, you have to write a full name of the BSNL, that is of the Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited, Surat Road, Vapi, and that is the address of the company. Now we have a subject that to obtain a parallel connection on the same telephone number, means from same number they want a parallel connection, that is of the intercom facility. Sir is the salutation, writing that Sarthi Business House is reputed business unit of Vapi. They are providing their introduction that the Sarthi Business House is the reputed business firm of the Vapi. Our unit situated on the GIDC road is divided into two divisions. See, they mentioned that our department is very huge, and so many units are available, and our building is divided into two parts, two divisions. One is of the administrative department, and another is the production department. They also mentioned their particular name, that is of the admin department as well as the production department. The employees of the both the departments have the communicated with one another regularly on telephone. See, here they mention that they have to connect, they have to talk in the both department regularly. That is, of the admin department sometimes wants some information regarding the production from the production department, and production department also wants some information, some permission from the admin department for the production of particular unit. So they have to communicate with each other in a regularly basis. At the present, we have telephone connection at the Sarthi business house bearing the telephone number 2664551. So, like that, you have to mention the whole number instead of making a cross mark. See, at present, they want some telephone, they have a one telephone connection, and the telephone connection number is the 2665551. We desire to get the facility of more than one parallel connection on this number. They want to get a parallel connection for the same. This would make our business dealing through the telephone faster and easier. Here they mention that this facility is available. If this facility is available for the Sarthi business house, at that time their business dealing is become a very faster as well as the easier for their. We request you to inform us the procedure required to getting the above mentioned facility. They also mention that if BSNL provide information for getting this facility, at that time they will very oblige. Please let us know if we have to pay extra for this additional facility. They also mention that if the BSNL wants some extra money, extra charges for the same, at that time Sarthi Business House is ready to pay some extra charges, but they want to get this facility, and this is sure. Thanking you instead of writing thanks, so make correction in your textbook that you have to write a thanking you, not a thanks. Yours faithfully, and you have to write a XYZ or ABC, whichever you want, but instead of writing this type of name, but you have to write as a ABCD, or whichever words you want to write you can write, but not to mention the name. Clear? Next, request letter to cancel the demand notice as income is not taxable. Here you have received a notice from the income tax department. Instead of you are not paying the tax and your income is very low, but then after you have received a notice, demand notice from the income tax department, and this is very odd situation while you are running a particular business. So if you are not able to pay tax, your income is not taxable, at that time you are not forcefully demanded to pay the income tax, but then after you have received a notice for the same, so you have to write a letter to income tax department that your income is quite low, is not taxable, then why they have to pay the tax and why they have get the notice from the department. So here we are writing this type of letter. Dum Bookstore is the writer. govt Saraswati Complex, Gandhinagar. See here the roads, you are very well about, well aware about the names of the roads at Gandhinagar, and they have a K1, K2, like that the names are mentioned in a Gandhinagar. So the Dum Bookstore have address of govt Saraswati Complex, Gandhinagar. Phone number, email ID. Date of the letter is the 12th September 2017. Receiver of the letter is the Income Tax Officer, Business Circle 2, Gandhinagar, and put full stop behind the pin code. In above address of the writer, also you have to mention the you have to mention the full stop in a Gandhinagar after writing a pin code. Subject is the request for the cancellation of demand notice. If you have a demand notice, and that time you have to write a letter for the cancelling it. Sir is the salutation. First of all, they providing their information. For the last 10 years, we have been in the business in Gandhinagar under the name of the Dum Dum Bookstore. See, the owner of this bookstore writes that for the last 10 years they are dealing in this type of business, and they are running very smoothly a business under the name of the Dum Dum Bookstores since last 10 years. As per the income tax rules, every year we file the income tax return. They also mention that as per the income tax rule, as per the income tax rule, every year they file the income tax return. Income tax return, you have no basic idea. If you have no basic idea of the income tax return, at this time I will mention you the what is the income tax return. Income tax return means the statement in which your whole income as well as your expenses are mentioned. From your income, your all type of expenses are deducted, and the whatever amount is remaining, that is your final income. And the statement showing this type of information is known as the income tax return. For example, your whole income from source 1, source 2, source 3, their total is like of rupees 10 lakh, and your expenses are of 4 lakh rupees, then your net income is 6 lakh rupees. The statement showing this type of income as well as the expenses, that is are known as the income tax return. Our PAN number is AEHPM 05707. Here you have to write in PAN card number. In that you have to write this type of ABCD and as well as the numbers. Means you have to write a PAN card number with the combination of the alphabet as well as the numeric system, and it is very necessary. Here you have to write 5 digits of the ABCD, and after that you have to mention the 4 numeric data, and again you have to write a single word of the ABCD. Here this is not mentioned, but you really see the any information, or you can say if you see your parents PAN card number, at that time you will find the same which I have mentioned. That first of all you have to write 5 words of the ABCD, then you have to write a 4 digit of the numeric data, and then you have to mention the ABCD. For example, AOGPV, these 5 digits are the number of ABCD. Then you have to mention the 4 digits of the number, that is of the 0123. These 4 are the numeric data, and then you have to mention the any one word of the ABCD, that is of AOGPV 0123A, and you have to write a PAN card number like this. So make correction in your textbook. If you want to correction in your textbook, then I will again repeat the same PAN card number AOGPV 0123A. We have been served with the demand notice on 2nd July 2016. So here you have to also make correction for the same in the date of the letter. 2nd July 2016 is not a date of the notice. It is not considerable. See, in here mentioned that you have received the notice at 2nd July 2016. You are writing the letter 12 September 2017. That is of the duration of already 1 year. If you get the notice from the income tax department, and if you not do favorable to the income tax department at that time, um, they have a right to raid on your business unit also. So this is the very wrong date of the notice. Here you can mention that you have received a notice of 2nd August 2017. So it is very suitable date. Say for example, here you write the date as a 2nd August 2017. Then you have right to write a letter in the duration of the 1 month, and it is very considerable. But this date is wrong, that because it have a 1 year span, and it is not a good sign. So you have to write a date of the 2nd August 2017 regarding an amount of rupees 7600 payable as an income tax for the assessment year 2015-16. So they mentioned that they received the demand notice of rupees 7600 as a payable income tax of the assessment year 2015-16. It seems that the notice has been issued to us by mistake. Here, the owner of the Dum Dum bookstore mentioned that they feels like that the notice is served to the Dum Dum bookstore is of by mistake. Our income in the last financial year is less than that in the previous year. So it is quite natural that the amount of income tax payable for that period is less. Here also they mention that the income of the last year is quite low in comparing the previous year. And as you know, the income is low at that time, they are not able to pay the tax. They are not liable to pay a single rupee of the tax because the income is already quite low. So they mentioning that they are not liable to pay a single rupee tax. Keeping in mind the income of the financial year, we do not have to pay additional income tax. See, here they mention that keeping in mind that the income of the last year is quite low, at that time they are not liable to pay a single rupee tax. I attach a copy of income tax return filed by me with the income tax department for reference. Here they mention that if you want to check that I am not telling a lie, at that time, uh, for your reference, I am attaching the copy of the income tax return which I have filed. So owner mentioned that if you want to check, at that time I am providing you the copy of the income tax return which I have filed with the department, and you can go through it. We request you to check the income tax return and details filled by us and cancel the notice promptly. They mentioned that if we they requesting to the department that uh, kindly consider and kindly check the income tax return which we have filed, and if we find a very suitable as well as right, at that time they demanding for the cancellation of that particular notice which are already sent by the department. So here no need to write a thanking you because your this is your mm, this is not your mistake. And for the same, if you want to write this type of letter, at that time you have to 100% correct. So here we have no need to write a thank you or thanks. Clear? Yours faithfully and the name. Instead of writing name, you have to write a any particular word of the ABCD. Then enclosure is of the copy of the income tax return which this person have to attach for the reference of the particular department. So particular department can observe it, can go through it, and they can cancel the notice for the same. Now we have another letter of the letter regarding obtaining an export license. Means if you want to export your products in the another country, or you can say outside the India, at that time you have to get the permission from the export department, that is of the external department of the government of India, or you can say foreign trade department. You have to get the permission for the same, or you can say you have to get the license to export the your products in the outside of the India. Again, if you want to import that some products from the outside of India, at that time you have to also get the license of the import, because without this type of license you are not able to receive or sending or receiving the products from the outside of India. So if you want to do the business export as well as import, at that time you have to get the license or the permission for from the department, from the government of India, and it is very necessary. Here the writer of that particular letter is the quality machine house is the writer. Email, website and phone number is mentioned. In address, plot number 17, GIDC Gadada Road, Bhavnagar, and put full stop behind the pin code. 18th September 2017 is the date. Receiver of the letter is the Joint Director General of Foreign Trade. See, the Joint Director General of the Foreign Trade is the designation of the authority who are dealing with the government of India and have a work of this type of concern. Government of India, Pune. This is the address of the receiver of the letter. In subject, to obtain the export license. You want a export license. Sir is the salutation, writes that we are a large producer of the machines for manufacturing and printing of notebooks and books. See, they are providing their introduction that they have a large producer of the machines of the notebook as well as the books. For the last 10 years, our machines are sold far and wide in the entire country on a large scale, and its demand is increasing day by day in a foreign countries too. They also mentions that they are dealing with this type of machines for the last 10 years, and the entire country they are selling their product. Means in all over India they are selling the machines for the same. And they also mentioned that nowadays the demand of their machine is abroad, from the abroaded. It means from the outsider of the India also requires the machines, demanding the machines of the quality machine house. We wish to sell our machines abroad, and for that we would like to obtain an export license from you. They also mentioned that they want to export their machines in the outside of India, and for that they have to get the permission from the department. We would like to submit the following details and request you to issue us an export license to sell our machines abroad. They also mentioned that they would like to submit the following details as well as the application to get the export license from that particular department. And these are the basic things These are the basic documents which are necessary for the getting of the export license. So here you have to write these 8 documents name is compulsory while writing this type of letter, and this type of letter is very most important letters for your concern as well as the board examination. So make correction, and you can say if you want to apply that this is very important letter for your concern as well as the board examination. Clear? So which type of documents are necessary? Then you have to mention the following details. Which type of document is necessary? First of all, application form is necessary. Next one is the demand draft of rupees 250. If you want to get this type of license, at that time you have to pay the some fees for the same. Bank certificate as per the prescribed format. Bank certificate means the department or wants the details of a particular uh, from the particular bank, that this type of information from the bank is quite suitable for the concern of the business. Self attested copy of PAN card. They also want a copy of PAN card, even it is a self attested. One photograph of the applicant. The applicant who wants to apply, who wants to get the export license, who is the owner of the business unit, at that time they want the photographs, means government department wants the photographs for the same, and in the export license the photo of that particular person is attested. Rupees 50 stamped envelope with the company's address. If company is liable to get this type of certificate, at that time government not bearing the expenses for sending this type of license. So you have to send a copy a cover of your company's registered address with the ticket of 50 rupees. Rupees 10, 10 stamped envelope with the bank address. If government department want to inquire from the bank, at that time government also not bearing this type of expenses. So for their concern, department or company sending the rupees 10 stamped cover of the bank's address. So if department want to convey corresponds with the bank, at that time they can do very comfortably. So they are sending this type of documents. Our documents, other documents means other necessary documents which are important for the getting of this type of license. Kindly issue us the export license promptly, means they want to get a important export license very as soon as possible. Here the mention that IEC code, that is of the import export certificate code number 1. See, this is the full form of IEC code, that is of the import export code number 1. Thanks, instead of writing thanks, you have to write a thanking you. Yours faithfully, you have to write ABCD, and enclosure above as above, means these 8 documents are very necessary for the concern of the getting this type of license. Clear? So I request you all to kindly watch these videos again and again, and if you have any kind of doubt, then you can contact me, and you have to work very hardly, as this situation is very critical at this time. And if you want to learn very smoothly this type of letters, at that time your continuously revision is necessary. So I request you all, if you have not subscribed my channel, at that time you have to subscribe it, so daily updation you will get. And I request you all to kindly watch this type of videos very regularly basis, and if you have any kind of doubt, then you can contact me. So as far as the board examination is concerned, I request you all to kindly watch it very carefully. Thank you very much.